Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días, aquí tienen el horario para hoy, jueves el 10 de noviembre. Homework due for today, core workbook pages 22 and 23. You can take a look at the video embedded in that assignment for more detailed instructions on how to go about it. No homework for next week, next class. Study for your Chapter 1B exam, which is scheduled for next Thursday for the A-Day group. That's the 17th of November, or next Friday for B Day students, that's Friday, November 18th. Daily objectives: practice how to distinguish the difference in use between saber and conocer, and then practice how to tell how long something has been going on using the construction hace, followed by expressions of time. Our to-do is always starting off with the warm-up, which is a fill-in-the-blank activity with saber and conocer, reviewing the notes on saber and conocer and your homework for today, finishing off some of the PowerPoint practice exercises, and then new notes on hace with expressions of time. Your warm-up for today, filling in the blank with the correct form of either saber or conocer, very similar to the warm-up that we did last class. And for example, number 1, yo no blank al hermano de Jose. Reminder for saber and conocer, the clues are going to be a verb or a verb or an interrogative. Interrogatives being those who, what, when, where, why, and how. WH words we call them. You can see them on page 10 of the textbook. So an interrogative or a verb in the infinitive whenever you're indicating a talent or a skill. For conocer, on the other hand, it's going to be either a person or a place. That's going to be your context clue. So conocer, to be familiar with a person or a place. Saber, to know how to do something, or to know facts or information. So if you take a look at your first question for your warm-up, this is in reference to knowing a person, in this case, el hermano de Jose. Yo no conozco al hermano de Jose. Conozco, conocer, because we're talking about knowing a person. For number 2, mi novia y yo no conocemos. No conocemos México muy bien. Conocemos because we're talking about knowing a place in this case. So that is your warm-up for today. And then next on the agenda, reviewing those notes that we looked at last class and even earlier on saber and conocer, what we just talked about. What we just talked about, saber and conocer, knowing information activities with the verb saber. We talked about the clues just a moment ago. We had conversations about what you know how to do using the verb saber. And then for conocer, knowing people or places, being familiar with people or places, we had a conversation about who you would like to meet and why. For example, yo quiero conocer a Pitbull porque me gusta bailar. You're connecting the activities that you enjoy doing with the people that you admire or that you would associate with those activities. And then for the second question, ¿a dónde quieres conocer? What part of the country, what part of the world would you like to get to know? And why? Yo quiero conocer Australia porque quiero ver los canguros. So connect a place that you want to visit with an experience you want to have. We also looked at some different possible translations that would call for either saber or conocer. And then where we left off last class were these practice activities at the very end of the PowerPoint, We did 1 through 6 together. You can take a look at the video summary from last class to run those back. Let's take a look at 7 through 12. Do the first couple together. Do you know where the library is? Blank 2, ¿dónde está la biblioteca? Yeah, we see a location here, but we also see an interrogative. The interrogative ¿dónde? Where? So the answer for number 7 is actually going to be sabes. ¿Sabes tú dónde está la biblioteca? For number 8, ¿conocen ellos la ciudad de San José bien? Do they know the city? Ellos conocen la ciudad de San José. That's a location. Number 8's pretty straightforward. For number 9, we have 2 clues. Blank 2, si hay una fiesta el sábado que viene. Que, which is an interrogative, and also si, which means if. Both of those interrogatives, so number 9 is going to be sabes. ¿Sabes tú si hay una fiesta el sábado que viene? Do you know if there is a party next Saturday? So definitely information for that example there. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and move on to your homework, reviewing your homework. Sorry, I did those out of order there. You can take a look at the video that's embedded in Canvas for this right there to go over how to go about that assignment. And then you can access the workbook pages by clicking on that hyperlink. We're going to finish off, though, with the last thing on the agenda, and that's hacer, hace with expressions of time. That's on page 58 of your textbook, to ask how long something has been going on. So this whole chapter is on extracurricular activities, your hobbies, your interests. To ask how long someone's been doing something, we use this formula. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que, and then the activity or the verb associated with it, conjugated in the present tense. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que, and then the verb conjugated in the present, whether that verb is jugar, or practicar, or bailar, tocar, etc. For example, ¿cuánto tiempo hace que eres miembro del club atlético? ¿Cuánto tiempo, how long, hace que, has it been? And then our verb in the present tense is the verb ser, to be, in the to form, since we're asking a question. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que eres miembro del club atlético? How long has it been since you've been a member of the gym? ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que ustedes practican con el equipo de basketball? How long has it been, or how long have you been practicing with the basketball team? How do we respond to that question? Well, to tell how long something's been going on, we use this formula. Hace, followed by the amount of time, followed by que, and then that same verb that's used in the question, you're going to use in your response. Hace más de 2 años que soy miembro del club atlético. I've been a member of the gym for more than 2 years. Hace 3 semanas que practicamos con el equipo de basketball. Been practicing with the basketball team for 3 years. Or, 3 weeks. So if we take a look at exercise 18, this is where we're going to finish off. You guys are going to use these pieces of information here, use all the elements to write 6 phrases to say how long these students have been doing these different activities. So for example, 2 años would be the amount of time. Esteban is the person, and the activity is to be a member of the computer club. using the picture, and you're using page 68, which gives you a comprehensive glossary of everything that's in the chapter to discern how to finish off those sentences. So, back to page 58 in the example. Hace, using this formula, right? Hace, amount of time, que, and then the verb in the present tense. Hace 2 años que Esteban es, conjugating ser, Esteban es miembro del club. We can tell from the picture, el club de computadoras. So I got 1 and 2 together. 10 meses Pedro tomar lecciones, and we need to indicate what kind of lessons he is taking, using the formula in the example. Hace 10 meses que, right? Hace 10 meses que Pedro toma, right? Él toma. Hace 10 meses que Pedro toma lecciones de las artes marciales. Number 2, hace muchos años que Lisa ella hace gimnasia. Hace muchos años que Lisa hace gimnasia. And that is our agenda for today's class, wrapping up with hace and expressions of time. Homework is core workbook pages 22 and 23. Make sure to turn that in by midnight tonight. And no homework for next class. Just study for your Chapter 1B exam. Your Chapter 1B exam is on 3 concepts, and you can go over the agendas from the past 2 to 3 classes to go over them. Even more so, really, past couple weeks. First concept is tan and tanto. Tan being used with adjectives and tanto being used with nouns to make comparisons of equality. That's the first of 3 concepts. The second is what we've been talking about for the past few classes, the verbs saber and conocer, both meaning to know, used in different contexts, and then hace with expressions of time to indicate how long something has been going on.